Well, they might explain that to them.
employees bring
I mean, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I think those people stay on top of that pretty well. I mean, they
Need to
know-
explain
they
to 'em
know.
You're only gonna get taxed one
They're,
one
they're
side or the other.
township
You
trustees.
know what I'm saying?
Well, they're
What this
paying one
background
tax
stuff?
though,
Yep.
one way.
Right.
So,
and
Third
so-
officer?
Either way.
but again, I
Your
think,
name on
I
it.
think the
Well.
township trustees keep that word out to them.
I know, last time I got
Yeah.
all excited toward the
I think
paycheck,
they
she's like,
do.
no.
It's a pretty good group.
You ready, Coach?
I do
Well,
not.
you've got,
It
that's
certainly
on-
is.
you've got
Okay.
Eddie Wright was on there.
Thank you.
So, but now it's,
Cambridge City Council now be in session. Would you please rise
Okay, Aaron.
and pledge allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And roll call, please.
Evancho.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Laufman. McMillan.
Here.
Mauer.
Here.
Wolverton.
Here.
Zaleski.
Here.
Entertain a motion, Mr. Slesky.
I entertain a motion to excuse Councilman Laughlin.
And, Mr. Rancho.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Okay, we'll move on to reading of the minutes. Ms. McMillan,
I make a motion, we dispense with reading of minutes, place on file.
Ms. Hill.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, that motion passed. Mayor's report. Mr. Lanning. The walk to the podium will be longer than the request, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, absolutely. In the mayor's absence, he has asked me to come and give his report tonight. I'll keep it shorter to the actual what's on the paper. I added one thing, but we won't have stories about the Christmas lights or people downtown or the dummies or anything else, so. First request, to accept and appropriate donation from the Elks to EMS vehicle maintenance. Second, permission to apply for the State of Ohio EMS grant for 2025. Third, permission to apply for loan for building renovations and contracts, all three from the fire department. Number two, request from the police department to transfer $11,791.17 from retirement benefits to vehicles.
Okay, all those requests will be referred to the finance committee.
Also, wanted to announce tonight, April 26th and 27th will be the spring cleanup. If you have stuff in your neighborhoods, try and let us know in advance. Skip will use the community service workers to help out, pick stuff up if, elderly people or anything like that, but get it out to people that we will be open 8 to 5 on Friday and 8 to noon on Saturday. Everything but chemicals and refrigerants.
Okay.
Same as
Any
before.
questions of Mr. Lanning? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to communications.
I have a request from Kim Conrath, who's representing the Citizens Police Academy alumni, asking for permission to apply for a liquor permit for the White Night Dinner event that will be held on May the 2nd.
Um,
That should probably get city
City
services.
services. Okay. Entertain a motion,
I make a motion, we send that to city services.
Mr.
Second motion.
Thank you. Mr. Mauer, I knew I'd come to me. Here we come.
I knew you'd get there.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Next, please.
I have a request from Chief Peoples asking to appropriate funds that were received from the Cambridge City Schools.
Mr. Mancho.
Motion to refer to finance committee.
Mr. Miller.
Second the motion.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Next, please.
And I have two checks that need to be appropriated, one from insurance and one from a filing fee.
Mr. Mancho,
Yes, motion to refer to finance committee.
Mr. Wolverton.
Second that motion.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And that motion is granted. Next, please.
I have minutes from the January 31st zoning and planning meeting.
Mr. McMillan,
Motion to accept and place on file.
Ms. Hill,
Second the motion.
um, All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. So I'm trying to do two things at once over here.
Don't text and drive.
I'm putting a date for the cleanups on my phone. Okay, next, please.
I have the Park Board minutes from January the 11th.
Okay, Mr. Rancho,
Motion to accept and place on file.
Mr. Zalinski,
Second that.
all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Next, please.
I have monthly reports from the auditor and the treasurer.
Ms. McMillan,
Motion to accept and place on file.
Ms. Hill,
Second the motion.
all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. So move on to reports of committees.
Report of City Services Committee, February the 5th. We recommend that council authorizes Cambridge Main Street to apply for liquor permit.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, February the 5th. We recommend that council establish park seasonal employee pay rates.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, February the 5th. We recommend that council amend ordinance number 80, 2023, non-union salary ordinance.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of committee as a whole, February the 5th. We recommend that council approve the request to vacate alley known as Amos Way.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Okay, we'll move on. Unfinished business? Anything? We'll go to audience portion. Anybody in the audience wish to speak tonight? Okay, new business. Seeing nothing, we'll go to ordinances and resolutions.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign liquor permit applications for Cambridge Main Street.
Mr. Zalinski,
To suspend.
Mr. Wolverton,
I'll second the suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
Hill,
Yes.
Evancho,
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
And Ms. Hill,
Motion to pass?
Mauer,
Second motion.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mauer,
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance establishing park seasonal employee pay rates.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Rancho,
I'll second the motion to suspend.
roll call on suspension, please.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Ms. McMillan,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Zalinski,
Second to pass.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 80, 2023, non-union salary ordinance.
Mr. Vancho,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Wolverton,
Second motion.
roll call on suspension, please.
McMillan.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Still,
Motion to pass?
Mr. Zalinski,
Second to pass.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mauer.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance vacating alley known as Amos Way in the city of Cambridge, Ohio, the first reading.
Okay. That will go on for second reading at the next meeting. So we'll move on to miscellaneous. Mr. Vancho.
Yes, Finance Committee will meet next Tuesday due to Monday being a President's Day and a holiday. It'll meet on the 20th at 4:30.
Mr. Wolverton.
City services will meet at 4:45 or thereafter finance.
Okay. Ms. Kassler.
Yes, I just want to take a minute to give a huge thank you to Stop 9 Church of Christ for their involvement and actually, it's more of an involvement. They actually are the host and put on the Night to Shine, which is a prom for those folks in our community that are special needs. And I've had the opportunity the last 2 years to volunteer for that event, and it is truly heartwarming. I was a buddy to one of the guests, and we had a wonderful time. She wanted to dance all night, and we danced all night. And my 62-year-old feet were real tired when I got home, but it was a great feeling. It was wonderful. They provide limo rides to the guests. They announce them on the red carpet, which is a huge thing for those guests. Some of them don't like to have all the applause, so the folks that are there to greet them will just do the jazz hands so that it doesn't upset them. It's just a night that's all about them. And one of the really cool things that's not really, it didn't happen to us, but it happened to our friends just up the street in Gahanna. For those of you that don't know, Tim Tebow is the one that started this, and every year he will attend a Night to Shine event. And no one ever knows where he's going to be. They don't ever tell anybody. He just shows up. Well, he showed up at Gahanna. So we're all just like praying, okay, God, let him come east next year. So it was kind of exciting to hear that, because I had a friend who actually was one of the organizers up there that got to be part of that. So just a big thank you to Stop 9. They work very, very hard to make that a special night for a very special group of people in our community. So I was thrilled to be involved and look forward to next year. If you, we always need volunteers. We need buddies big time. We ran out of buddies this year, so some of us got 2 guests. So just consider doing that next year. It will warm your heart and you won't regret it.
Ms. Hill.
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to Richard Laughlin again and Karen Boyer also this weekend. They hosted the First Responders Banquet, and it was wonderful. Police Academy alumni was represented by a handful of us, but it was just a wonderful evening to honor our first responders, police, fire, emergency management, any emergency responders. But we had a fantastic turnout, a wonderful turnout by our police department. That was fun. And of course, the county sheriff and fire department. And, but it was just a really nice evening that allows those guys to just let their hair down, enjoy themselves, and just kind of fellowship with each other and everything. But also, on the other half of that, the meeting room, the other side, over the weekend, there was a group they were from all over Ohio, and actually one guy came from St. Louis, and they do these recreations of wars, and they had these big game boards and all of these little villages and stuff, and it would have really made history interesting for me had we done something like that when I was in school. But they were phenomenal boards and everything. Anyway, they had nothing but wonderful things to say about Cambridge, and they love our town. They do this every year, but next year they're going to make it a 3-day weekend. They stay in our hotels, they spend money here, but they had nothing but wonderful things to say about our town and how much they enjoy coming here. And this is their selected place to have it. So
Good to hear.
that was, yeah, it was. By the time he was done talking with me, I'm like, you just warmed my heart for the evening, because he really made me feel good about hearing how they appreciate it. So it was a
Very
good
good.
weekend out there.
Great.
Bill, I got
Good
one.
report. Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to AVC Communications for coming every time and videoing our meetings, and Bill for always being here doing the documentaries and all the stuff you guys do. And without you guys, we wouldn't have any media. So I appreciate you.
After all the shout outs, I still got business to deal with. I just wanted to, I handed out a annual report for the airport. I asked Terry to put something together. So just a few highlights from the airport for the past year. They were able to complete their taxiway and their runway, taxiway and hangar patching and pavement and stuff. Right, David? I get that right? And then also they appreciate the funding from the city, and it allowed them to do catch up on their maintenance on their vehicles and equipment. And they also had a banner year this year, beginning in the summer, with some helicopter activity, some oil and gas, seismic, and some tree trimming and stuff like that. They sold 3 times their normal amount of fuel, which really boosted their revenue for the year. And then lastly, they received a donation, local donation, which allowed them to purchase an airport monitoring system. And what this does is it counts the aircraft coming and going. It identifies them and so forth. And what that does is it also, there's a program with that. And I've asked Sharon to scan that and send a copy to everybody. So you'll have an email, that in your email. But that report will also, it also shows the economic impact of the airport and what the users, what their contributions are to the community. So
Nice.
Great job.
I'll make sure that, we'll make sure that you guys get that. So,
Thank you.
had a good
Anybody
year.
else? Anybody? Super Bowl comments? No?
Commercials were great.
That game was fun to watch.
I liked the halftime.
Okay.
It was a good game.
I like the score.
Yeah, entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Mauer,
We'll make a motion, we adjourn.
we are adjourned. So,
Some people got their cable cut right at the end, and you could see the end of it.
I think